Alex chuckled to himself. They're feeling confident now, but I'll show them soon enough, he thought, ready to bring them back to reality with a few well-placed wins. The next few rounds started, and the game picked up in intensity. After a while, there was a knock at the compartment door. The three looked over to see the snack trolley had arrived, pushed by a middle-aged woman offering a variety of magical treats. At this point, Alex was in a sour mood. He had been losing for the past few rounds despite planning to teach them a lesson in the game. "All right, Alex, you've lost the most, so it's your turn to buy the snacks," Vivian teased, her eyes gleaming with playful mischief. Yeah, Alex muttered, taking out his wallet. "How is your luck so good?" He begrudgingly bought an assortment of snacks for the three of them. As they dug into their treats, Charles handed Alex a small candy. "Try this. Bertie Bott's every flavor bean. It has all kinds of flavors. Some are really good, others not so much." Alex popped the candy into his mouth and immediately regretted it. Ugh! He grimaced, nearly spitting it out. "Earwax?" Vivian and Charles burst into laughter, clearly amused by his misfortune. "Yeah, that happens," Charles chuckled. "Some of the flavors are a bit unpleasant." Alex shook his head and quickly switched to a chocolate frog, which was much more tolerable. As he unwrapped the frog, he found a collectible card inside featuring Hengist of Woodcroft, the founder of Hogsmeade. As he nibbled on the chocolate, Alex glanced out the window, feeling a growing sense of excitement for the magical world that awaited him at Hogwarts. The three continued snacking and chatting. Vivian rambled on about her family's background and their connections, barely pausing to breathe. Her constant chatter had Alex's ears nearly ringing, but he smiled and nodded politely. From his perspective, someone with a high emotional intelligence might describe Vivian as full of energy, while others might just call her overbearing. Either way, she was friendly and engaging, which made the trip more lively. Charles, on the other hand, relaxed more as the journey went on. His shyness gave way to enthusiasm as he explained Quidditch to Alex and Vivian, particularly after learning that neither of them was well versed in the magical sport. He delved into the rules, explaining the different positions, seeker, chaser, beater, and keeper, and even listed some of the most famous Quidditch teams and players from around the world. Alex listened with mild curiosity, though he found the sport rather brutal. He couldn't help but think, how does a world with such advanced magic still have such a savage sport? Some of the fouls Charles described, like being knocked unconscious by a bludger, sounded more like dangerous accidents than sport. As the train continued its journey toward Hogwarts, Alex leaned back, taking in the lively atmosphere around him. He had started the trip with the intention of quietly reading, but now he was glad to have spent the time bonding with his new companions. Though the magical world had its strange mix of charm and danger, he felt a growing sense of belonging, and that was enough to keep him looking forward to what lay ahead. In 5 minutes, the train will arrive at Hogwarts. "Please leave your luggage on the train. Someone will take care of delivering it to the school," the voice over the intercom announced. "Finally!" Charles exclaimed as he stood up, stretching his arms. "I've been sitting so long I can barely feel my legs." Alex packed up the cards and the leftover snacks. The train slowed to a halt, and the three of them made their way outside, where the sky had already begun to darken. At the station, a large figure holding a lantern called out, first years, Fee-Ma!" Everyone's attention shifted toward Hagrid's booming voice. Alex, Charles, and Vivian made their way toward him. "Hagrid! Long time no see," Alex greeted with a smile as they approached. "Oh, Alex! Good to see you, lad." Hagrid beamed, but his expression quickly shifted to one of guilt. "I heard about what happened back in Nocturne Alley. I should have been more careful. I shouldn't have let—" "It's all right, Hagrid," Alex interrupted, trying to keep things light. "It wasn't your fault I had tried to keep things light. It was a bit careless myself, but look, I'm perfectly fine now." He didn't want to talk about it, especially not with so many first-year students gathering around. He also didn't want to draw attention to any Death Eater connections or the trouble that could arise from that. Hagrid, however, seemed unable to let it go. "I still feel awful about it, Alex. Headmaster Dumbledore and Professor McGonagall gave me a right scolding. I haven't been allowed to go to Diagon Alley since, not after what happened to you." Alex, trying to steer the conversation away from that night, said with a weak smile, "Don't worry about it, Hagrid. I'm just excited to be starting at Hogwarts. Shouldn't you be congratulating me?" Hearing this, Hagrid's face brightened. "Aye, congratulations, Alex. You're going to love Hogwarts, just wait." As they were talking, Charles and Vivian couldn't help but grow curious. They had caught bits of the conversation about a dangerous incident, but didn't want to pry just yet. They exchanged a glance, silently agreeing to ask Alex about it later, when the timing was better. Suddenly, a loud, obnoxious voice cut through the crowd. "Oi, Big guy, are you just going to stand there, or are you going to get a move on? My legs are about to give out. The voice belonged to a smug-looking boy with dark hair and a sneering expression. He didn't care that Hagrid had been mid-conversation. He was focused entirely on himself. Alex felt a flash of irritation at the boy's rudeness. He turned and gave him a hard stare. The boy, undeterred, noticed Alex's look and sneered even more. "What you looking at?" the boy snapped. "I'm talking to this oaf over here, not you." Before Alex could respond, Charles stepped in, his face tense with anger. "Back off, Travers. Keep running your mouth and you'll regret it." The boy, now identified as Sampo Travers, smirked. "Oh, it's you, McKinnon. Still letting your family's name drag you around? Tell me, did you cry like a baby when your uncle got hurt? You should have stayed home with the other weaklings."